Hey, Melissa. Hey, Kate. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Nicole. So excited. So excited for this training. Hey, beautiful souls. So just as you join, hey, gorgeous, just as you join, I just invite you to pop into the chat box, let us know who you are and how you're feeling as you join onto this training today. This training and activation to activate your soul strategy. Just going to allow another moment for anyone else to join. I know that there's a few who'll be catching the replay. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Nicole. How are you gorgeous women feeling today? What's the vibe? Melissa's saying, good afternoon, excited to be here. Melissa, I'm so excited. Like, I'm literally feeling so activated about this training. So activated. Both saying, feeling good and excited. Yay. Feeling the excited vibes. So this is an inspired training, okay? This is something that came through a few days ago, and I've been channeling it for the last few days, and receiving the messages in my inbox and the response from people who have been reaching out and saying that they're soul searching, they're going deep into their next level of purpose. They've been spending a lot of time this week reflecting. It's a new moon. They feel this new creation coming through. It feels like a real synchronicity piece and a real divine timing piece. So thank you so much for joining me live. It's really amazing to co-create with you in the live energy. And we're going to have some fun today. We're going to have some fun today. And my intention for you is that you really tap into that next level of purpose and you get the clear actions, like the big, bold moves, like you have a real clarity on what that means and the how that we go into this activation today, and we allow some of that how, the doing, to unfold. So part of my zone of genius is bringing the unseen into the seen, like going out into the quantum, going out and going within to our soul, activating those codes, okay? But then translating that into the 3D. What does that mean? What does that mean in your business? What does that mean for you as a soul and as a person? What does that mean in your life? So we'll be syncing the energetics and the mindset with the tangible physical plan today. All right. So I always start off all of my sessions with a little opening ritual, a heart activation ritual, because at the core of everything that I do, at the core of all my work, is get out the head and into the heart. Okay, really doing business from that heart-centered place and living life through that heart-centered place. And I pulled a little card. I don't know if you could see it. I pulled a little card today, and it's about owning your feminine. It's from a beautiful lady, Senga Cree. She lives locally to me in South Asia, and she designed and channeled these cards, and I've been receiving so much guidance through these cards, so many wisdom pieces in the last few days. So I wanted to pull one for everyone in this container. So whether you're joining the live or whether you're tuning in this evening in the replay, like, this is for you. So I'm just going to invite you into this simple heart activation practice, and just wherever you are, get comfy. Always say get cozy wozy, Okay, get cozy wozy and just gently float your eyes closed. And just start to take those long, rich, beautiful heart breaths. That deep, deep breath into your heart space. Pouring it at the top and letting it all out. And just continuing in that cycle of deep, deep heart breath. And if it feels good to do so, gently place your hand on your heart. And if it feels good to do so, just apply a little bit of pressure to your heart. And continuing with that cycle. And as you breathe deeper and deeper into your heart space, you may start to feel your heart magnetics activate. You may start to feel yourself dropping deeper into your heart. You may feel the energy move. You may feel your energetic heart space expand. Or you may just trust that it's all flowing and working as it should be. Whatever that is for you, it's all perfect. And I just invite you to tune into the words that I read from this card and feel the vibration of these words. These words carry a vibration. These words carry energy, which is a message for you right now. So this card is owning our feminine, finding our voice, speaking our truth. Our throat, our heart, and our sacral are all intimately connected via the vagus nerve. It passes down the body, surrounded by our lungs and the muscles that control our breathing. This nerve plays a key role in telling our bodies when it's time to relax and de-stress, playing an important part in our happiness and well-being. There is such a power in knowing and owning our femininity and our voice, and appreciating how much our sexuality, our pleasure, our heart desires, and our voice are deeply connected. And the power that comes as we communicate from the heart and from our embodied wisdom, from connecting to our physical body and to our inner self, and reclaiming all the places we don't feel safe to embody. This card calls you to expand and open the connection between you and your body, and in how you use your voice in your relationships, your voice in your work, your voice in your words to the world. Telling your truth, all from a place of pleasure, and letting yourself be heard. This is a card of expression. Pleasure and creativity is your birthright. Experiencing this kind of majesty from your body. the more beauty and grace you express, the more will come back to you. Your pleasure vocalized. And the portal activation, feel into this mantra. It is safe for me to embrace all the consequences that may arise from the full embodiment of my feminine power and voice. And just inviting you to really feel into this message, feel into the next level of your truth, the truth that's being brought through you right now, and your feminine wisdom, and your intuition, and your deep knowing, and in your certainty. And inviting you to simply set a soul-aligned intention for what you desire to receive in this training and activation. And just allow yourself to feel the amplification of that intention in your heart as you breathe it all in. And just allowing yourself to continue this breath for a couple of cycles. And when that feels complete, gently, gently floating your eyes open, staying connected, holding this energy, holding this frequency, holding that intention in your heart. And if it feels good for you to do so, I invite you to share your intention in the chat. When you share your intention, when you use your voice and your truth and actually vocalize what you want, it amplifies your manifestations. When we share our truth and allow ourselves to be witnessed, it amplifies our manifestations. We bring that energy right back to us when we allow ourselves to be seen, when we share our truth and what we want in the world. So I would love to hear what your intentions are, what's coming through. And as we go through this session, I invite you to drink loads and loads of water. You'll be receiving downloads and energetic activations and clearings in the meditation part, but also as I'm speaking as well. So make sure you are keeping yourself well hydrated. You may even be feeling this happening now. Feel the energy now moving through your body. Because my intention is for guidance and clarity on my message to attract my next level of soul aligned clients. Amazing, amazing, really, really powerful. I love that. And I love how specific that is. Really, really specific. We want to make this really real, bringing the unseen into the seen. So it's clarity and something really easy and simple that you can apply, that you can ground in your business, in your purpose. Beautiful. Samantha's saying, I want to be more consistent and kind to myself, moving into a healthier in my body and mind. Amazing. So that's going to be a key piece that we go into this, because anytime we want to up level or move into a deeper level of our purpose, it requires us to calibrate to the next level of ourselves, right? Which is the mind, which is the health, which is the body, okay? Syncing the energetics with the physical body. So again, I love how specific you are, Samantha, because that's what we'll get when, that's what will come through for you when we go into the meditation there. Melissa's saying, whoa, I truly need to overcome my imposter syndrome and put myself out there to attract clients and students to enhance my business. Amazing, amazing. So we're going to be talking about upper limits and blocks that we all have when we're stepping into our purpose and that next level of soul aligned success. So beautiful. I love that. In case saying, my intention is to open up the ability to attract people into my circle that I can then support in my business journey and their business journey. Beautiful. Okay, what I'm really feeling is this creation of this beautiful tribe and community, and yeah, I love that. So much power in that, and so much power in the collaboration, and really bringing that feminine energy into the collaboration, and business just feels quite that effortless feel to it. So love all of those intentions. Thanks so much for sharing. So let's get into it. Oh, before I get into the training piece, I'm going to do something fun. Okay, so I've built my business mainly on referrals and people spreading the love. And I appreciate every single time someone shares this work. Okay, so I would invite all of you guys, whatever comes through for you on this training, anyone who shares it on Instagram, whether it's a post, whether it's a story, everyone will get a gift. It's a morning bliss kit, which is a morning meditation, and some ritual exercises, some journaling exercises. So every single person who shares a piece on this, whether it's a screen grab, whether it's a post, whether it's you talking or a live, it doesn't matter what it is, just something that feels aligned for you with an aha or whatever comes through, you'll receive that free gift. Okay, so whether you joined the live or you're on the replay, you'll receive that free gift. Also, just for fun, someone will receive a private coaching and healing session with me. This is a 90-minute private session. We go really, really deep. We work on your specific blocks, and I help you to calibrate into that next level. It's super, super powerful. Yeah, we go deep, and the feedback that I always get is that people that come and do these sessions with me, they clear and they achieve stuff that they've been working on in years. Like, do not underestimate what you can receive in 90 minutes with this work, because it's not linear. We're working in the energetics. So one person will win this tomorrow. I'll announce the winner tomorrow lunchtime, and this is worth £222. So anyone that shares, you'll have a chance of winning. If you share more than once, you'll go into the draw, and the draw twice. Okay, so just for fun. So just getting into this training. So activate your soul strategy. All right, what is your soul strategy? Your soul strategy is really about knowing who you are, and your place in the world, really tapping into that deep level of purpose, okay? Making the choice that you want to live into your life, live into your business from a really heart-centered, soul-aligned way. And it becomes that way of life. It's not something that we do once. It's a way of living, and it's a way of being, okay? It's about really diving deep into the clarity pieces, right? What am I here to create? What am I here to create that's relevant for this moment and this time in the planet? Like, what's my journey? How will I deepen into it? And what I will say is, I believe that we receive the clarity, okay, the wisdom, the nuggets, the how, the aligned actions. We receive it as we're ready. We receive it as we contemplate. We receive it as we do the inner work. Okay, we receive the inspiration when we create that space. Okay, so it's not about having it all figured out. No one has it all figured out. No one knows all of the detail, but it's about getting comfortable with allowing it to unfold and continuously going deeper into that clarity and bringing the unseen into the seen. Like, the universe loves immediacy. So when we receive that inspiration of the aligned actions, when we receive those clarity pieces, it's about taking action, because if you're receiving the guidance to do something, okay, it means that there's people who need that now. It means that there's soul aligned clients, there's people who are like looking for you and searching for you and who need your work. Okay, if you receive inspiration to have a conversation with your partner or a friend or your mum, it means that there's a requirement there, there's a desire and a need for them. Like, a few days ago, I received inspiration to do this training. I hadn't planned to do it. It wasn't in my strategy as such, but I received inspiration to do it. So I did it. Okay, I announced it with a few days, and the feedback that I've got is, wow, this is where I'm at. I'm in this season of contemplation. I'm in this season of birthing through the next version of me, the next level of my business, or I'm creating something completely new. Okay, so there's people coming into this who already have a business but want to go deeper into their purpose, already have a business but they're in a new cycle of clarity. They want the clarity for the aligned actions. Okay, or there's people who are in a job but they're birthing their soul aligned business. So my intention is for you to meet yourself where you're at and support you to have that clarity and have that activation to activate into the next level from the inside out, and also have the practical next steps. Okay, because your soul strategy is the delivery of that purpose, right? The aligned action, the way that you desire to do it. And that syncs with who you are. Like, your soul strategy should be an extension of you. The way you do business is an extension of you, not what that person's doing or what that person's doing or what you see people in the market doing or what the experts have told you to do. It should feel like an extension of you. Okay, it should feel aligned with who you are and how you desire to do life. Whether you have a family and you want family freedom, like, that's one of my core desires. It's one of my values. So working every night isn't going to work for me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be having evening calls. I'm scheduling my stuff like today during school hours because that's what I desire to do. That's what works for me. I'm not thinking, oh, if I do it during the day, people won't be able to come. I'm better doing it at night. No, I'm choosing what's soul aligned for me, trusting that the right people will step in, trusting that it will sync with the people that it resonates with, and also being okay when it doesn't. And Nicole's just saying staying in your own lane was a game changer. Absolutely, an absolute game changer, Nicole, an absolute game changer. So it's really going into the process to unlock the how. When you're in your soul strategy, when you're uncovering your purpose, everyone in this container has huge, big purposes. We're all here to make an impact. We're all here to make our mark in the world, okay? We all have the fire. Okay, your purpose is so huge. Huge. Okay, and what you're going to be doing in a year's time, 2 years' time, will feel like worlds away from where you are now when you're on this journey of growth and evolution. If you knew all of the how, all of the parts, all of the pieces, it would be so overwhelming. It would be so, so overwhelming. When you consistently go into the heart, so for me, it works like I have the clarity, I have a high level vision, and we'll tap into this a little bit later in the activation. Okay, there's some key pieces, key milestones, but in terms of the detailed how, I allow that to unlock as I go. I've really cultivated this level of self-trust and figuring it out as I go. And that works for me. Okay, some people like to be more planned and have more detail. Okay, but it's about going into the heart and trusting that it unfolds as it should, and being available to that, creating this space for that, creating the space to receive that wisdom. And it's definitely an ongoing process. Okay, when you're in your soul strategy, you're playing full out, like you feel it. Okay, your soul strategy isn't playing small, hiding away. You're playing full out, like you're all in. Okay, you know if you're in your soul strategy, how you feel in your body, how you feel in your heart. You feel like you're all in. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It can be quite scary sometimes. Your soul doesn't care if you're scared. Your soul will literally push you off the cliff, right? Do your thing. Doesn't care if you're outside your comfort zone. That's what your soul wants you to be your full potential in that human experience. So your soul will literally push you off the cliff if you're meant to dive into that water. Okay, but you're playing full out. Okay, it's big. You feel in flow. I'm not saying you feel in flow 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but generally you feel in flow and you feel connected when you're moving with your soul strategy. Even if you're hitting upper limits, you can work through the upper limits, and it feels like more of an ease-filled process. Ease-filled doesn't mean easy. It's not always easy. Not every day is easy, but it's more ease-filled. And there will be days where it is easy because you're so in flow. It's like things are just happening. When you are really in your soul strategy, there's so much room and space. Okay, there's space for miracles just to happen. There's space to allow the universe to rearrange itself and bring your manifestations to you. And this doesn't mean just sitting and laying back in a hammock and meditating. That's always nice, but it does require the aligned action as well. I show up, I'm highly accountable, I take a lot of aligned action, but there's so much space for miracles. Okay, the inner work comes first, the energetics comes first. The energetics is a good 80%, the energy behind everything that I'm doing, and the actions is the delivery of that soul piece. How you're putting it out, how you're creating invitations, how you're doing marketing and sales, but leaving lots of room for miracles. And I like to make it really, really real and give examples. Again, bringing the unseen into the seen is my thing. So I experience miracles all the time, everyday miracles in my business, or what feels like miracles for me. And last week, the other day, I was on a beach walk. Some of you may know Rachel Chan. She founded the Vibe Tribe. Okay, so we were on a beach walk last week. And Rachel, I just met up with Rachel to do a beach walk, to have a nurturing conversation. And Rachel took a picture of her feet in the sand. And this amazing woman who I'd never connected with before, I didn't know her, she didn't know me, she didn't follow me. She saw my feet in the sand, decided to follow me. She sent me a message, and I don't usually do consultations or clarity calls. I don't do that anymore. but decided to see this woman and have a catch up with her. And she needed a session. And again, I just did the session intuitively. And she signed up for one of my programs, Self-Source. It's a personal development program about heart activation. Okay, and I could never have manufactured that. If I'd been in my head, right, okay, what will I do? Oh, no, like and trust, I'll get my feet in the sand with rate. No, I was just doing my thing, living my soul life. Okay, so like part of living your soul strategy is the rituals, is the nurturing, like being in the earth. Okay, really fueling your soul, Like another piece during lockdown, during COVID, I'd not long moved back to Scotland. I used to live in Dubai, and I was doing deep healing work, so much healing work. It was earlier on in my healing journey, and I was carrying codes from my grandmother, right? Okay, because we carry these struggle codes through the feminine line. And my grandmother actually, she committed suicide, she hung herself. And I was had pain in my neck, so much pain. I was working on these feminine wounds and really painful neck. And I just Googled an osteopath to help me. It was during lockdown. I was just so grateful that someone was open and someone would see me. And I went in to see this person, and actually, she worked with energy as well, and I didn't even know that. And I was just lying on her bed, and she asked me what I did. And I wasn't in like coach mode or healer mode. I was patient mode, client mode. So I'm like lying on a bed, and I respond with a sentence, very high level. And before I could sit up, she'd arranged to do a retreat in her farm. She had a beautiful farm out in the country, and we were just like about to open up, and she held an intimate retreat in her place, and I went along and I did my thing. And that day, someone came up at the end and said, I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. How can I work with you? And that was over 2.5 years ago. And this woman's still a private client. This is one of the women that walks side by side. Like, to me, that's an everyday miracle. Like, that's the universe responding to the inner work. It's not something that I could manufacture. It's not something that I could like come up with logically. It's just beyond that, and I don't know how it works. I don't know, but there's so much that I don't need to know. It's just from going in my heart, accessing that wisdom, accessing that trust. Okay, and that's what I love to teach people to do. So in this session, the biggest thing that I would love for you to take away is that trust of your heart. Your heart's the portal of connection to your soul. It's the portal of connection to the universe. It's where your deepest truth is. It's where your answers are. Okay, not my truth. I'm sharing. I'm showing up on this live and sharing through my lens, sharing through my truth. Okay, and my intention for this is to activate your truth. If I say something and it feels like your truth, allow that to activate. But if I say something and you feel, oh, that doesn't feel true to me, amazing. That's also amazing. That's also perfect. My intention is for it to activate your truth. Allow it to activate your truth. So even if I say something and it doesn't resonate with you, that's an invitation for you to activate that deeper knowing, that deeper wisdom within you. And that's the gold. That's the absolute gold. Okay? Because quite often, especially in business, even as heart-led entrepreneurs like we all are, okay, even when we have like a desire to go into our purpose, like we're stuck in our head. We get stuck in our head so much, okay? And it's about remembering every single day and throughout the day, remembering to come back into our heart. That's what I believe to my core, okay? That's how I try to live. I'm not Miss Perfect Pants sitting here saying I'm in my heart all day, every day. I'm not, okay? But it's that remembrance. The more and more I come back to my heart, the more certain I am, the more to the core I know who I am, the deeper in my purpose I am, the more I can show up in my purpose with conviction, be in this business, no matter what's going on in the world. Okay, no matter what's going on in the world. Because when we're in our heads, all sorts of stuff comes up for all of us. Okay, for all of us. No one's exempt from this, whether you're someone who is starting off day one. This might be your day one in business. I know for some people it is. Or you might be coming in like so experienced in business. You've had multiple businesses. You're a serial entrepreneur. You've had great success and you want to go within. Okay, you want to go within for the next level. You're not tolerating creating results at the expense of other areas of your life. I know that's true for some people as well. You're not tolerating creating results at the expense of your relationships or the expense of your health. Okay? Because when we're stuck in our head, some of the key, if you want to call it blocks, if you want to call it limiting beliefs, okay, the key codes that come up that I see time and time again, particularly within feminine women leaders. And I feel like this is a feminine call. It was never announced as a call for women, but it's naturally attracting the feminine, and especially with this card. It's comparison. Comparison. It's how we're programmed, right? As little girls, oh, Sophie's sharing her sweets. Be a good girl like her. Okay, look at her getting top marks in her exams, and I see it when I take my kids to the dancing. Who's got the nicest dancing outfit? And like from this young age, we're taught to compare. We learn to compare. We learn to go into competition. Okay, and it's that comparison in business. We see it like, why is she doing so well? She's not that good. I'm more educated than her. I get more experience than her. She's not that nice of a person, right? Judge. It might be the flip side with pedestal. Oh, they're doing so well. She's so this, she's so that, so gorgeous, so intelligent. And then it makes us feel smaller. We see someone who we perceive to be doing really well, it makes us feel smaller. The comparison. This is one that I worked through. I used to think I wasn't articulate enough. I wasn't eloquent enough to use my voice and use my voice publicly. And when I really leaned into just truth and authenticity, and my mantra this year is 0 fucks, which isn't an eloquent mantra, but I love it. I don't care. I really don't care. And the amount of people that message me and say, I just love your voice. And my voice was one of my biggest limiting beliefs. Oh, I can't talk. I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too broad, Scottish, I can't talk. Online, no one will understand. Right? And it was just BS. It was just my mind, okay? One of those blogs in my head, okay? Also shows up as fear of the future. Fear of the future. Another one that I've worked through. Worrying about the things that might happen. Okay, especially when you're in business and at a certain stage in business. I know for me, there's been many times that when I look 3 months ahead, you don't know what cash is coming in. It might be very little cash, very little recurring income. You might not know what you're doing. You might be going through a clarity process, and it's scary. It's really, really scary, because humans, we need a level of certainty. And when we're relying on outside conditions to give us that, it puts us in a very vulnerable position. Okay, a very, very vulnerable position, mentally, emotionally, physically. Okay, so when we flip that, we get to cultivate that certainty within. So untagging from fear of the future and cultivating those soul codes of resilience, self-trust, figuring it out. Okay, accelerating results from that place of alignment rather than fear of the future. And there's tools that we'll go into where you can tap into future realities, tap into the results and the potential available to you, specifically to you, and pull that in as well. Okay. In my experience, I've coached and worked with entrepreneurs of all different levels, people starting out in day one. So I have a marketing background, and I've coached people starting out in day one and helping startups to create their business, create their coaching and healing or service-led business, helping people to shift out of selling time into selling transformation. So I've coached and mentored people at that level, and I've also worked with people who are way ahead of me in business, like way ahead of me financially, way ahead of me in experience. And with those people, I help them with the recoding. Okay, I help them with the recoding, the energetic blueprint. Okay. Out of everyone that I've coached, usually the block isn't around the fear of having it or the fear of not having it. The biggest block is usually around the fear of having it. Okay, what's the worst that could happen? So when you tune into your soul purpose, and if your soul purpose is to like change the way that women feel about their bodies, okay, when you tune into that, it's so big and it's global. You're speaking in stages, you have a book, you have a podcast, you have training programs, you have one-to-one clients. Okay, you're doing all these things, you're in these collaborations. If you tune in and that's your purpose and you feel it, the block isn't usually what if it doesn't happen. The biggest block is usually, like 99.9% of the time, the fear of having it. We think we want it, but sneaky, and our energy and our subconscious, there are these sneaky blocks. You might feel with all your heart, I want this. You might be working towards it. You might be like living this all day, every day. Okay, manifesting it, doing the inner work, showing up. Okay, and if you are, and it's not happening, or you don't feel that you're moving, what I would definitely say to you is that's a sure sign that there's something sneaky going on in your belief system and going on in your energetics. Okay, again, speaking from experience, we all hit upper limits, we all do, many times throughout this journey. And when I'm hitting an upper limit and I can't do it myself and I receive that support to unlock and release, boom, you see it reflected in your results, you see it reflected in your movement and in your flow. Okay, so usually it's the fear of having it. So that's what I would ask you. What's the worst thing that could happen? What would go wrong? If you had everything that you wanted, okay, the financial success, the love life, the health, purpose, the speaking on stages, the podcast, the trainings, the amazing clients that set your soul on fire, what is the worst thing that could happen? What could go wrong? Often what comes up is family will think I'm weird if I start speaking my truth, speaking in a new way. My friends won't like it, I'll get judged, they'll think, who's she? So if this fear of not belonging could be the fear that if it gets so good, you might blow your life up. Like, I don't want to rock the boat. My life's okay right now. I'm pretty grateful right now. If it gets really good, I might blow my life up. I might leave my partner. What if I don't need my partner anymore? I might leave them. This is a really common one in married women. I had this belief. I did not want to, and this is subconscious, I wasn't aware of it. I stunted my growth because I was scared I would leave my husband. My mum left our family. So I subconsciously, on a level that I wasn't even aware of, because consciously I'm with my soulmate. Consciously, if I make more money and create success and do what I want in my business, we've got an amazing life, even better life. But that sneaky energy, the scary part, if it goes too well, I'll blow my life up, I'll leave my husband, I'll ruin everything. Okay, everything was there. You might become unrelatable if you get too successful. You might have beliefs around money. Rich people are arseholes. Okay, I had that as well. Coming from a working class family, my dad was the first person to go to uni. He made these millions. He lost them and then was in hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of debt. He thought rich people were arseholes. And I had that code as well. Rich people aren't nice. It's not rich people that aren't nice. It's lots of wealthy people doing amazing things, and you need the resources to be able to make that contribution. But if you're running these beliefs around success, then you'll block it. So when we talk about the things that go on when we're in our head, whether it's the fear of success, or the fears that come up around not having it, the comparison, the fear of the future, the worst that can happen, I'm just going to pause there. Just invite you to feel into what's landing, what's resonating for you, and just allow a moment, allow a little bit of space for you to journal that out, or pop it in the chat box if there's something that you would like to share around that. Often we block ourselves from success as well if we feel that it'll be too much. If I go into my next level of purpose, my next level of success, it might be too busy. Like everyone will want a piece. Like I came from a corporate background, very, very busy background, experienced burnouts on repeat. I worked in marketing. So when I first started my business, again, I didn't want it to get too big because success meant more work. And so that's a lie. It's a lie we tell ourselves, because you can scale and bring in support. You can scale in any way that you want to scale. It's about finding your way. But when we have these hidden blocks and limiting beliefs, it will put a cap on it. So it's really important to be aware of what's coming up for you. Where are you potentially blocking yourself from accessing your purpose, accessing the next level of success? And for me, that goes hand in hand with lifestyle abundance. Like working with the law of balance. If you are going deeper into your purpose, and it's from that aligned place and doing the inner work, it can only be reflected in like your relationships, your love, the lifestyle abundance, okay? Because when you're in your purpose, you're not holding that either or code. Like I need to sacrifice time for money, or love for money, or success for time, whatever it is. Okay, so for me, the business has always been an extension of me. And in the last 3 years, it's about healing me, becoming the most powerful version of me, being my potential, and being really present with my kids, releasing the mum guilt, releasing the shame, detoxing my marriage, okay? Hitting many upper limits in my marriage when the kids were small. We were in these toxic cycles, but detox my marriage. So it all syncs together when you do the inner work. for your purpose, it will be reflected in the other areas of your life. So Melissa's saying, I feel this, Frankie, I can relate to this so much. Limiting beliefs hold me back. Yeah, they hold us all back, Melissa, every single one of us. And that's what I've been saying over the last week. I'm not sitting here Miss Perfect Pants with none. We've all got them. But having that awareness and the tools to release is key. Gemma's saying, I have a feeling of, how am I actually going to do this? I want to, but the niggle is saying, you've always been employed, starting a new business is not for you, and you don't know how to, and who's actually going to buy this? Completing, get the toxic cycles. Yeah, definitely. So Gemma, that's a powerful question. How am I actually going to do this? Because I always say there's a difference between knowing it and feeling it. And I'm probably saying a lot that you guys already know. You already have the awareness, but there's a difference between knowing it and feeling it. And the feeling it and the clarity and how am I actually going to do this piece, that's what will come through when we go into the energetic activation. And Gemma, you're in Build Your Business in Bliss as well. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing over the next couple of months. We're going to be co-creating like the how, like creating that soul strategy and taking it step by step over the next few weeks to take that out into the world and attract those soul aligned clients. Nicole saying, all of these are so powerful. Personally, I have recognised the fear of others wanting what I have and wanted to take it back has been the unconscious block. Yeah, really powerful, Nicole. And part of the coding today and what I've blessed this activation with is personal power. So if you feel yourself really tapping into that certainty, feeling activated in your personal power, like that's what I feel is coming through for you. And when we go into the activation, that's really going to amplify. And one of the pieces there, when we're working with anyone else, whether it's a relationship, a collaboration, a client, when we feel that people are taken, it's always bringing the law of balance, right? In any relationship. So it's an energy exchange. So it should be a win for them, a win for you, and a win for the collective. Win, win, win. Like when we feel, and as healers, and like we're all heart-led people, so typically we tend to give a little bit more, okay? But when it gets out of balance, that's when it starts to affect us. So it's always about bringing in that law of balance. Like, what's the win for me? What's the win for them? What's the win for the collective? Amazing. Melissa's saying it's so relevant. Amazing. I love the synchronicity. Absolutely love, love, love the synchronicity. So yeah, it's really important just to be aware on your specific blocks. Like always go back. Sometimes in healing, we go around in circles, digging up the past, but like a quick one just to get to, like, what's the worst that could happen? What will go wrong? I know what I want. What would go wrong if I had the body? Okay, maybe I would be seen. Maybe people would be jealous. Okay, maybe people would talk about me. Who is she? She's changed. Okay, so these subconscious things. So it's not always money or success. It's like, if you've got health goals, well, what's the worst that would happen? Okay, would people fall out with you? Is it related to your childhood? Okay, all of these things. So I'm going to invite you into a process where we activate your soul codes, okay? And your soul codes are your codes that are already inside of you. And it's going to be a wake up of these codes. So I know every single person in this container, okay? And your next level of self, the version of you who's stepping into this purpose, this power, in your divine feminine, using your voice, using your truth, okay? Like certainty is a huge one. certain to the core. That certainty of knowing who you are and knowing your place in the world, because you're so connected to your heart. It's a soul code. And if you wish to close your eyes to feel this, in power, inner power, soul code, you already know what your personal power feels like. You already know your inner power. Okay, not circumstantial power, not anything that's happening in the environment, or it's not related to what anyone else is doing. It's your inner power, personal power. It's the choices that you make from within. The activation of self-sourced. Like when you're self-sourced, you know exactly how to go within for your answers. Okay, you all know that everything that you need is inside of you, but again, there's a difference between knowing it and feeling it. And being self-sourced, it's about accessing that wisdom, accessing that truth. I want you to feel into infinitely supported. Huge one. You know what it feels like to be infinitely supported. To have sky-high levels of self-trust. So when you birthing into and growing into deeper levels of purpose, it means it's a new version of you being birthed through into the world now. And it becomes our job to get to know that version of you. Like, how do they show up? How do they think? What do they believe? How are they doing it? What's their behavior? Okay, and really, really getting to know those codes. And this is where I always invite everyone to make it specific, like the specific codes to your new level. So one of my codes that I've been anchoring in over the summer is I make money whilst I sleep. And that started to happen. People are buying my digital courses and I wake up. It's not happening every day, but it started to happen because I've coded that in, and I'm continue to code that in. I continue to code that in. So I invite you to feel into the specific codes. Another one for me right now is fun, coding in fun, like huge amounts of fun. And I've restructured my business for it to feel like fun. I've mapped out these super fun events over the next few months. Like fun events, a higher self event, an amazing retreat, a retreat at a gorgeous 5-star resort, Turnberry in November. I did that first because it's fun for me, delicious for me, expansive for me. And I trust that if it feels good for me, it'll feel good for other people as well. But it's coming from that place of desire, that feminine energy, because I want it to feel fun. Okay, for me first, and knowing that anyone who comes along to any of those events, they're going to get that as well, and so much more. Okay, so my invitation is for you just to start to get curious, and the downloads will come in when we go into the activation, but start to get curious about your specific codes that you're feeling. It might be spaciousness, it might be confidence, it might be intuition, it might be creativity, joy, health. Like start to feel into like what's coming through and what's relevant for you right now. Okay, the version of you right now. Gemma's saying effortless. Effortless, absolutely, Gemma, that's a huge one for you. Effortless. Okay, and it does get to be effortless. Okay, when we bring in that support, so support's a huge piece. So Gemma's got an amazing entrepreneur with a photography business and 4 kids. Okay, and we have these limiting beliefs that it can't be effortless, especially when you have a busy life, but it gets to be effortless. We get to implement creative solutions for it to be effortless. Melissa's saying confidence. I love that. I love that, Melissa, and I just see you radiating confidence. Okay. One of the key pieces and fundamental pieces when you're in your soul strategy is cultivating and trusting your unique connection to source. Okay, this is part of the heart piece. Okay, so your connection to source is through your heart, and each and every single one of us has a unique and very special connection to source, and your connection will be completely different from mine. And it's about really honing in and getting to know and cultivating yours and trusting how it comes through. Okay, but out of all the clients that I've worked with, everyone's is different, and they get information and wisdom and nuggets in a completely different way. For me, I just know. I have this knowing. I don't see visions. I don't hear sounds. I don't like see the movie things. I don't get the visions that other people see. Okay, I don't talk to angels. I don't see the angels. For me, I just know, and I have a deep knowing. Like, I know when something's going to happen. I know. I just know. Okay, and that's my type of that's the type of the level of intuition I have. I just know. Okay, other people hear things, they see things, they see voices. It comes through in their journaling. It comes through in visions. You'll get symbols. Animals come to see them and they get messages from animals. Angels come to see them and they get messages from angels. Okay, so it's about trusting your intuition, your connection with source. We're always connected. We're never disconnected. People will say, oh, I feel disconnected. We're never disconnected. It's just down to us whether we're open or not, whether we're hearing it or not, whether we're available for the information to come in. Okay, whether we can hear ourselves, tap into our own wisdom. It's always there. And that's why it's so important to create the space to cultivate your heart connection, to drop from the head into the heart. Even when you're doing mindset and mindfulness and certain types of meditation, you can still bypass you can still bypass your soul, and you can still bypass the deep connection that's available to you through source energy when you're like in your head. So that's why it's so important to be in your heart, to activate and access the new layers that are coming through, and really trust your connection. Like, a lot of people will say to me, oh, I don't know if I'm getting it right. I don't know if I'm doing it right. Like, she sees visions, or I don't know if it's my head or my heart. Okay, a lot of people will say that to me. And this is just about trusting, about really cultivating that trust that it's coming through exactly how it's supposed to come through, and you're getting what you're ready to receive. Lean into that and you'll get the next nugget. Okay, if you are in your soul strategy and you don't know if it's your head and your heart, there's a couple of things that you can do. You can feel into your body. Is this aligned or is it ego? Okay, and you'll feel it. You'll feel like an aha, or you'll feel a like the contraction or the expansion. Okay, if you're tapped into that. Sometimes you might not be tapped into that, and it might be difficult for you to feel that expansion or contraction. Another thing that you can do is just your higher self. So say you are getting guidance to run an event and you don't know if it's your head or your heart telling you to run the event. Okay, tune into your higher self. Is she running the event? And then you'll get your answer as well. So you can tune into your body, expansive, contractive, that's your yes or your no, or tune into your higher self. Okay, and is she doing it? Is that next level, that next version of you? Do you see yourself doing that? And maybe it's scary because your higher self is always doing things that are outside your comfort zone. So maybe there's resistance to it, but just because there's resistance to it, just because it's scary, it doesn't mean that it's not aligned. Again, your soul will push you to be your absolute potential, to make your mark on the world, to be everything that's available to you. Okay, so it's scary a lot. Okay, if you're standing up on stage for the first time, if you're hosting an event for the first time, if you're opening a new business, if you're doing your first Instagram live, it's always going to be scary. I was scared when I did my first Instagram live, like sweating and nervous and everything else. You get into it when it's aligned. Like, trust it, trust yourself, flow into it, and it will come. Okay. One of the other pieces, just before I invite you into the activation, and this is a key piece when really living into your soul strategy, is mastering the balance between the masculine and the feminine energy. And again, very, very interesting that this card came up. So everyone's got masculine and feminine energy. It's not a gender thing, it's the energy that's within you, okay? And it's about creating this beautiful dance between the masculine and the feminine. So your feminine energy is like your intuition, your knowing, your trust. It's your feminine energy that has the certainty, who can ride that wave of fear, who knows without proof, who follows her gut instinct, okay, who's in flow, who knows when to lean back and receive rather than like be in control, okay? So I lead my business in my feminine energy, lead it through the heart and intuition. The masculine is knowing when to like step into aligned action, step into like showing up, creating the systems, creating the contracts, creating the agreements, having the tech set up to support. Like, that's typically the masculine in business, and we need both, right? We need both. I believe that when we're in our purpose, it needs to be the feminine first, because it comes through the heart and the intuition, and that's the feminine. Your connection with source is through your feminine, okay? But you need the masculine to deliver that soul strategy. There's been times where I've been too much in my masculine, way too much in my masculine, like completely out of whack and completely out of balance. And that's when the burnout cycles come up, and in control, like. And then there's been times earlier on in the business where I was too much in my feminine, because I went into an overcorrection. I was taking like 3-hour walks every day and meditating every day and like just manifesting every day. Can do that, but you still need to show up and take the action. So it's getting that balance of both, okay? So you've got the right balance in your business where your sales and marketing are running and working with you and for you through that experience that's aligned for you, following your intuition, following your the guidance that you receive as well. Because the guidance that you receive will be your co-creation with source, whether you call universe, source, the creator, God, whatever it is for you, Allah. It's a co-creation, right? So we are not just sitting on our own, in our own bubble in the world, manifesting this thing, saying, oh, I know, this is my purpose. It's a co-creation with the universe. You're part of a bigger plan. That inspiration, the universe is our CEO. That's the way I think of it. The universe is the CEO telling what to do. Okay? So it's that co-creation that comes through, and that can only come through in your connection. Only come through in your connection. So Melissa's saying, oh my God, this is so true. I need to balance my feminine and masculine energy. Yeah, that's a big, big piece, Melissa, especially as a busy business owner and a mum. It's so important. Quite often, even as a mother, like quite often we're in our masculine energy, like come get your dinner, put your clothes on, hurry up and brush your teeth. Come on, we're going to, like, that's all masculine energy. The feminine energy is the mothering, like snuggles, cuddles, quality time, being present. That's the feminine energy. Trusting your kids to figure it out. That's your feminine energy. But quite often, even in the roles of someone's partner, okay, in our relationships, we're in this masculine energy, like running around doing everything for everyone, but not receiving. Okay, so the energy, we're out of balance because it's give, 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 give. And then we're pissed off because we're giving so much, we resent it, we get angry. Okay, we don't feel like we're getting enough back, we don't feel appreciated. Okay, because we're so much in our masculine energy. So the beautiful thing is when we have awareness of that, get to change it. We can do the energy work around it, the release work around it. And sometimes it's simply through the power of your awareness and the power of choice, okay, that you can switch it out. Not everything needs to be a great big long deep healing session. Sometimes you're just like, no longer choosing that, choosing otherwise. And then sometimes for the deeper pieces we do, it's like the deeper work that's required, which is really beautiful. Gemma's saying, so weird, I just put on a podcast on last night and the last bit was about feminine and masculine energy. Oh my God, I love that. I'm loving all the synchronicities and conversations that have came through in this training and in the run up to it as well. So we'll be continuing conversations over in the Telegram group after today. So if you're not in the Telegram group, I'll be answering questions over there. The Telegram group is in the emails that you were sent out, and it will also be within the replay email as well. So I'm just going to pause again for you to take some space to jot anything down in your journal that's come through, share any ahas, any reflections, if that feels good for you, or just take the space. It's your personal time, whatever feels aligned, before I invite you into the energetic activation. And in this energy activation, we're kind of bringing everything in that I've talked about today. So again, there's a difference between knowing it and feeling it. So my intention for the energy piece is to help you to feel it, guide you through a process so that you feel it. So I invite you to feel into, like, what's the biggest block that came up? I don't even like that word block, but the biggest thing, whether it's a limiting belief, whether it's a fear. If it's a fear of success, what would happen? Because I want you just to focus on one thing, make it really specific, the biggest thing, because we'll clear that. And I'm going to take you through a process of future casting. So future casting is how I create all results in my life, whether it's business or personal, okay? I tune in meditation, I tune into my heart's desires, and I tune into what I want. And that's what we're going to do today in relation to your purpose. Okay, what's your heart desiring into your next level of purpose? What are the results? Who are you? And then we reverse engineer that. And that's how you do manifestation. You start for the top, you start for the results. Most people get in their head and create this like linear path, but you start for the top. Had a call yesterday with someone from Turnberry Hotel. They were like, what's your plan for the retreat? Like, I don't know. I just know the result. And they're like, what? But I don't know yet. It'll come through. Don't know. That's just how I work. And it resonates with some people. And the people that it resonates, they love it and fly with it. So you'll get to experience that on this call. Okay, beautifuls. So I'm just going to invite you into this meditation. It's an energetic activation. And you're still connected from the beginning of the session. So once again, just inviting you to get comfortable, to get cozy wozy, to feel that big hug from yourself. And just return into those long, rich, deep breaths into your heart. Long, rich, deep breaths. Breathing that beautiful life force energy into your heart. Knowing every breath, feel your heart open up as you drop deeper and deeper into your heart space. And just imagining a white light all around you, swirling around your feet, your body, your head. And on your next breath, gently breathing in this beautiful white light. And this white light is flowing deeply into your heart space, overflowing your heart, flowing all the way up to the top of your head, your shoulders, down your arms, the tips of your fingers, flowing down your body, your legs, your feet, to the tips of your toes. And gently remembering what it feels like to feel completely full and completely filled with unconditional love. And just imagining a red laser beam at your root chakra at the base of your spine. And that this is shooting down, 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 down through the crust of the earth, down through the many layers and energies of the air, right to this beautiful power crystal at the centre that sparkles and dazzles like snow. And drawing this energy all the way back up through the layers, the grit, the crystals, gently moving through soles of your feet, up your legs, and into your root chakra. And gently moving this energy up through your energy centers, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat chakra, feeling that activation of truth. Gently cleansing your pineal gland. Connecting with your third eye. Feeling that connection and remembrance through all of your energy centers. A remembrance of who you are. Remembrance in your body, in your soul, in your cells. Gently moving this energy up through your crown chakra at the top of your head and creating a beautiful ball of light above your head. And imagining that you're in this ball of light and it's shooting up higher and higher, past the moon, the sun, the stars, shooting up directly into your soul star, the astral element of who you are across all time and space. Remembering gifts, experiences, wisdom, memories, that are relevant for you now. Moving up higher and higher through a jelly-like substance, all the colours of the rainbow. This is the laws of the universe. Gently connecting with the law of balance, the law of magnetism. Moving up higher and higher through pink clouds, connecting with the law of compassion. Moving up higher and higher and into a beautiful iridescent white light. This is the energy of source, the energy of creator. And the deeper and deeper you go into this white light, the more and more loved you feel, the more and more supported you feel, and the more and more yourself you feel. And through this energy, do I have permission to clear your space of any distractions, distortions, or psychic interferences? And if so, please say yes out loud and give me permission. And just inviting you to, through your heart space, tune into this next level of you. This is the version of you who is already living into and embodied in her purpose. She's creating this big impact, experiencing new results in business, this new community, a new level of finances, a new level of collaboration, maybe a new level of team, a new level of client. I'm just inviting you to tune into her. And it's just sometime in the future. Just inviting you to really tune into her physical body, what she looks like, the shoes she's got on. And what she's wearing. Her hair. And how she holds herself. And on the count of 3, I want you to step into this body. Step into her. 1, 2, 3. Stepping in. And as you try on this new version of you, I invite you to feel her. Feel this confidence amplified. The connectedness in our heart. Sky-high levels of self-love, self-compassion. Razor-sharp self-trust. Feel that certainty to the core. Like you know who you are to the core. And you know why you're here. And that's reflected in your work and your purpose. And I want you to feel into your life now, feel into your business now, feel into your purpose now, the impact. That you're so grateful for these new soul aligned clients that flow to you. You're so grateful for the community and tribe, your people. So grateful for the ripple effect of the new schools and students. So grateful for the transformation. Transformation in your business, transformation in yourself, transformation of all the people that you've supported. You're just having a moment to yourself thinking, what a life, what a life. And feel into what else is flowing in your life, all the places that abundance is flowing in your life. Is it with your partner? Maybe you've got a new partner, new soulmate. It's a divine life partner. You experience this new level of presence and it's just priceless. Your body feels amazing. Energy levels and vitality feel amazing. Maybe you're out in nature more. In the sand, in the sea, and the waterfalls. Maybe you're snuggled up with a cozy blanket and a coffee next to a fire. Like feel into how you're doing life. And in this next level of purpose, what does it look like? What do your days look like? Maybe you're not working Monday to Friday. Maybe you work 2 days or 3 days a week. Maybe you have staff. Maybe you do more online stuff. Maybe you've automated and optimized more systems in your business that support you and free up your time. This is your soul strategy, your soul life. You get to create simply through desire what's pleasurable for you. tuning into this big energy of you, big energy, your next level. How it feels when this is all a reality, abundance and purpose and impact is flowing at that next level. And I now invite you to bring up the biggest fear, the piece around what would go wrong, what's the worst that could happen if you had all this. And through your higher self energy, simply release this fear. Bringing in her energy to simply calibrate your vibration to hers. Healing doesn't need to be hard, it doesn't need to take a long time. You can simply opt out through the power of awareness, through the power of intention and your energy. Inviting you to choose this now. Feel yourself calibrate to her energy. So this sneaky fear of success is just no longer in your space. It's just no longer relevant. It's just no longer part of you. Just witnessing that leaving your space and feeling that up level in your energetics, calibrating to that next level of you. And we're going to ask her to help you to bring the unseen into the seen. Ask her for the lowdown in the game plan. Specifically tuning into the end of 2023. That you've chose to step into your higher self, chose to step into your soul strategy from today. And by the end of 2023, as you're calling in the new year, you're already so far ahead of where you are today. You've already received so many results and celebrated so many milestones with a journey that feels aligned for you. So just tuning into you at the end of this year, celebrating yourself, feeling grateful, feeling present, feeling happy and satisfied in your heart. You feel peace, you feel proud of what you've created. Just feels aligned. Just go ahead and ask her, what were the key moves that she made in December? The key moves, the aligned actions, whether it's conversations, going to events, marketing and sales, or anything else, what are the key moves? And just allow it to come through in any way. It might not be logical, just allow it to come through. Ask her again for November. November was a huge month, game changer month. What are the key pieces? What was put in place? What did you say no to? And again, gently looking back to October. Feeling that intuitive guidance, show you the actions, show you the moves. Show you what you let go of. Where are you putting yourself in the room? Receiving support. Finally, ask to be shown your game plan for September. What you're prioritising, what are the key actions? The key actions that move the needle. September is such a transformational month. So much is happening in September, so many wins. Ask her what you did. Ask her how you showed up. Ask her what you were no longer available for. And inviting you to tune into your game plan for the rest of 2023, knowing that this is your soul aligned strategy. Knowing that as you continue to deepen into this, more information will come through, more inspiration, more detail. You know the result, you know what you've created for the end of the year. You know the vision beyond the vision, the big impact. And just tuning into the version of you who creates this, and ask her what are our rituals, what are our daily rituals for her activation. This is non-negotiable. Really getting clear on how you're cultivating this connection and deepening this connection that you already have. It's not new, it's always there. Just becoming more intentional and deepening into it to receive more. Just inviting you to witness the wake up and activation of all of these new higher self codes, the confidence, the certainty, the self-trust, the ease, the flow, the femininity, the deep knowing, the intuition, that belonging that no one can give you. It's the belonging that you have within yourself. You bring your belonging. Feeling that wake up, your right and left brain rebalance, your hormone shift, the energy shifting, the cellular level, and those codes reset in your energetic grid, in your aura, in your field. Just inviting you to witness that in yourself. Feeling that higher self energy in your body. As you remember who you are. This is who you are. More of who you are. And as you remember why you're here, with the gratitude, with this deepened clarity and how you do it. Not everything, but feel the gratitude and all the pieces that you received today, knowing that it's absolutely perfect and knowing that you receive more tomorrow and more the next day. And just inviting any spirit guides that you work with to come and support you with this integration 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, until it is fully complete. And this is just your new normal. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. And just inviting you to gently, once again, return to your heart breath. Allowing your breath through the portal of your heart to gently, each breath at a time, bring you back into your body. Into your space. And whenever it feels complete, not a moment before, I invite you to gently float your eyes open. Taking some space to have some water. To journal out any downloads, any pieces of the game plan for 2023, anything that you saw from your higher self, any downloads that came through. Nicole's saying she's releasing overgiving, the masculine energy of doing it all, shifting into the balance of receiving guilt-free. I love that. Love it. So potent. So I would love to know how you feel, anything that landed for you, anything that resonates, anything that's coming up. Melissa's saying showing up every day and prioritising what's important. I love that, and it's so simple, tuning into what matters in your heart, having perspective and saying no to what doesn't matter, because quite often we focus on all of this stuff, and when we get into our truth, it doesn't matter. So prioritising what's important and saying no to what isn't is a game changer. Absolute game changer. Say no to what doesn't align. Yeah, 100%. Say no to what doesn't align. And that's part of it, because when you're raising your vibration, we raise our tolerance levels, because we manifest what we tolerate as well as what we want, right? So if our tolerance levels are low, we need to raise them so that our boundaries are raised, our standards are raised. Otherwise, we'll just keep getting that crap. So that does involve sometimes having difficult conversations or saying no to things and stopping to do things. Nicole saying cleansing tears, thank you, this was so powerful. Oh, I love that, feel that. The tears is the release, letting go of the overgiving, amazing. Yeah. So you'll continue to integrate over the next few days. You'll receive more downloads, more clarity, more inspiration. Your energy will be moving. I encourage you to continue to drink loads of water. You cannot get enough water. I encourage you to have some water therapy, have a nice bath with Epsom salts, have a nice shower, lean into your rituals, lean into your heart activation over the next few days. Get out in nature, get curious, continue to journal and go into this work. We've attended this session today, but really there's more that will come through over the next few days. So what I really invite you to do to get the absolute highest and best that's available to you from this session is to continue with the exploration, to continue with the contemplation on what came through for you in this class, what came through in the training part, but even more importantly, what came through when we went into the heart in that meditation, because that's going to bring you deeper clarity when you take the space to really go into that exercise. So the people that will receive the highest from this will really take that part seriously. We can do so much in this training, and then it's that self piece, that self leadership piece, and going in and creating that clarity and then putting it into action. So if you get inspiration to do something, to talk to someone, to put something new in place, to receive a certain level of support, then the gold is in doing it, and do it when you get the inspiration. Don't park it, don't say, I'll look at it later. The universe loves immediacy. When you do it whilst you're in the vibe, then your energetics behind that will amplify it. It'll be really, really potent, and your energy behind it will be super, super powerful. So as you integrate, I would love to hear reflections. Reach out to me anytime if anything comes up, or if you have questions. For fun, as a reminder, anyone who shares a story, a post, a live, don't care what it is, anyone that shares anything on this training receives the gift, the morning bliss kit, which is the meditation and the morning ritual training. And there will also be someone who wins a private session with me, which I'll announce tomorrow. For anyone who does desire to go deeper with me, there's a few different options. So I have a new program launching on Monday. I'm so excited about it. It's called Build Your Business in Bliss, and it's running from the 1st of September to the end of October. And this is where I help you to go deep into your soul aligned strategy. So what we did today was a wee tickle, a wee taste, if you like. This program, we're going to go deeper into this, create your containers, create your next level in business, and support you to put that together, like the energetics, the strategy, the tech, if you've got tech, whatever it is for you, but it's your soul aligned strategy and the execution on that. So Build Your Business in Bliss, it is an online group program. The benefit of joining now, whilst it's a small program, it's the first time I'm running it. like it's intimate. So you're going to get my eyes on your business as it grows. It'll always be done in a group format, but the people who are joining now, you'll get my eyes on your business with over 20 years marketing and business experience. So we can get into the nitty-gritty of it. So all the details will be sent in an email. We'll do all the inner work, clear all, like not every single limiting belief, but will be deep inner work, clearing the limiting beliefs and blocks that are coming up, and doing the energetics. So it's different payment options. I want to make it so accessible. So if someone wants to do it, they can do it. It's £888 paying full up front. There's also another payment option of 3 monthly payments of £333 or £1,011. So if you wanted to go onto this programme, there's different options with a more accessible option of a monthly £111. So this is for people in business who really want to go deeper into purpose and birth that into the world through becoming that next level a leader. Okay. There's also a lot of options if you're someone who you're more tuned into personal development. You want to focus on your personal development and the soul work, and there's other programs around that. So my deep transformational program is self-sourced, and self-sourced is an absolutely incredible body of work where I help you to get out the head and into your heart. Okay, so this is personal power, boundaries, relationship abundance, detoxing relationships, going within for the answers, getting into the nitty-gritty of your energetics. Okay, so I can share details on that. And there's other shorter digital courses. If you're someone who's like, I don't know what I want to do, but I want to learn the healing, then I've got a shorter course on how you can self-heal, be your healer, and it's like a 5-module course. So I'll share the details of these containers with the replay email, and I invite you to feel into that. If you don't know what you want, you're like, I want to do something, but I'm not sure what's right for me yet, then there's the option to do a private one-to-one coaching and mentoring session as well. And that's where we dive into like one block or one manifestation in that session, and that's a 90-minute session. Okay, and that's £222. All right. So all of that will be shared in the replay email, but I know that you're integrating right now, so I won't overload with information. I'll share it in the email, and if it feels good, then you can tune into whatever feels good and whatever feels aligned for you. And if anyone has any questions or you want to share any reflections, then I am here holding a space. Samantha's saying thank you, love that. Samantha, I love doing it. Thank you so much. So grateful. Okay, saying thanks, Frankie. Really got me thinking and feeling about lots to focus and work on. Beautiful. And that's the thing, it's the journey of a lifetime, right? This work, for me, it's the mastery of it is a lifetime, but I just feel called to do business this way and live life this way. I believe it's in coming back to the heart again and again and again. That's where the satisfaction, that's where the pleasure is, that's where the abundance is, that's where the resilience is. Like when life hits you sideways or there's ups and downs in the business and riding things with fear, it's just so much more aligned, so much more aligned. Jimmy's saying thank you, Frankie. Oh, thank you so much. Like my heart is just brimming with gratitude. I'm so grateful for this and for everyone who is joining live on the replay as well. I really, yeah, it's just amazing. I love co-creating in this way. It's one of my favourite things to do in the whole wide world. And yeah, I'm excited to see what comes through for you next. Okay. Right. Thank you so much, and reach out if any questions or anything comes up. Right. Have an amazing rest of the day. Bye. Thank you.